year. An entire year of streaming. Kind of an odd thought, actually. Welcome, Windex, V-Sheep, Gabe. How are y'all doing? It's actually kind of a weird thought. Like, technically it isn't a whole year just yet, because the very first day that I streamed was, November 4th. But, like, I can't really stream on Thursday, so I'm doing it today instead. But yeah, it's been a whole year now, and that is kind of a weird thought. Like, I have done a lot since I started. Let me see if I can bring up an image real quick. Because it was like November 4th, 2020, and I was still trying to figure out, you know, everything. You know, very lost serval. Here we go. Oh, that's it. I always forget how big my art is, but the very first form that I had shown was this one. It's my doll form. It's got like a sort of a mannequin design. You might recognize that a little bit. Some reused parts from another form. But when I first started, this is actually what had shown up. A lot's changed since then. I started off with like Shining Force and everything. I also had a different mic. Believe it or not, when I first started, my mic was just the one in my headset, this SteelSeries headset. And then I went to like a Blue Yeti, and now I'm using a Yeti X. Haven't been around long, but glad to be here with you. I'm glad that you're here too, Gabe. It's actually kind of wild to even think that I have made it for a year of any of this, actually. Like, let's see. I've been trying to keep track of everything that's been accomplished over streams. I've actually got like a whole thing on Google Documents that just tracks all the games I want to play, have completed, and such. And we've completed 13 different games in this year alone. Yeti X, their most powerful form. Yeah. It's got really good sound quality to it compared to the Blue Yeti, which the Blue Yeti is fine. It's still pretty good. But I think that the Yeti X is definitely an improvement. Like, let's see. The very first thing that I had ever played on, on this channel was technically back in, like, 2017, because I had tried to get into streaming before, but, I kind of lived out in the country. And if you know anything about American country internet, 1 megabit down speed, 0.2 megabit up speed. Just so you know, that also means that, downloading something as simple as Half-Life 1 took several hours. A 90s game took several hours to download. In 2015. Ugh. I don't miss that, like, at all. That was awful. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. The one benefit to living out in the country, though, is you could have as many animals as you wanted. We had 4 dogs, 4 cats, sheep. I don't remember how many of them we had. I think we had like 8 of them? We didn't even have them for anything other than like, hey, we don't have to mow the lawn anymore. That was really the only reason we had sheep. They were literally just there to, you know, mow the lawn for us. I remember they were kind of flighty. They didn't really like us much. Like, they wouldn't hate us, but like we couldn't really pet them easily. Remember, grandparents had like 6 dogs at once. I think the most dogs we've ever had at one given time were 8. And let me tell you, when you're coming back home from like work, school, whatever, and you've got like 8 dogs all indoors, the moment you open that door, it's like a sea of floof. I love dogs. I love cats too. I'm an animal person. Literally. But yeah, I just am still trying to wrap my head around all of this. Somehow, some way, I had just managed to do all this streaming for a year. And I kind of actually owe it to Jellycat to somewhat, because the entire reason I got into this was partially because I had encountered Jellycat sometime in November. Maybe it was October. Yeah, it would be October. I had actually encountered Jellycat doing Phasmophobia with Loot Cat. And after a while, I ended up making that form that I had shown you earlier. And I think it was like shortly after that little debut, because it was a pretty scuffed debut, but like whose debut isn't scuffed? That's like kind of a thing that happens with every one of us. But it was shortly after the debut that Jellycat had invited me to actually join the VCats as an official member, making the count for the VCats be a total of 3 of us. And the funny thing is, this journey, which you'd expect to be entirely about just video games, also ended up being what pushed me to get into college, what encouraged me to actually take care of myself. It's weird how that works. But like, here I am. For being a year, it still feels like it's a lot longer. But we're gonna celebrate today, of course. And one of I had like a little poll come up. How many days ago was that? 29? And for the special occasion, you'd like 1 pizza and 1 bone hurting juice. Alright. I just realized that the pen is kind of blocking pizza. Oh yeah, by the way, I found out that pizza in German is actually pronounced pizza. like, if I'm remembering it correctly. Of course, my German is still very, like, basic, but, like, pizza. Honestly, once I started streaming myself, I found such a lovely and wonderful community. Yeah, it's kind of amazing what happens when you just start something new. The pit of pizza. What was I saying? Oh, right. About like the 29th of October, I held a little poll, you know, to see what I would do today. 3 of you wanted Gartic Phone, and 4 of you wanted Dark Souls 1, but like the viewers could add challenge via, like, add like any challenges via point redeems. And what I thought we'd try is to start off with Gartic Phone, because I figure since it's like earlier in the stream, people can actually like join in for that. Plus, it's a very like casual sort of game, so anyone can join. No one needs to buy anything because it's a browser game. And that's always nice. Oh yeah, and we've got like follower emotes now. So let's see. I believe I had set everything except for one of them to be follower emotes. It does unfortunately mean that they can't be used outside of the channel, but I'll figure something out later. For now, why don't we try and get the Gartic Phone thing set up? So what we'll be doing is I'm gonna post the invite code in the Discord server. Feel free to join, and don't worry about anything like level of art or whatever. This is a chill time, so whether your art is like god tier or you can just draw stick figures, it's all good. All art is welcome, because you know what? We all start from somewhere. And there's no point in discouraging people for, you know, just starting or anything like that. And also, everyone learns at different paces. Because, like, it took me until, like, middle school before I was actually starting to get any sort of real improvement. While we're waiting for people to join the lobby, you use CAD in school? Like AutoCAD? Because I've used CAD as well. I think I used it to... What did I use it for again? I don't actually remember. Let's see if I can find... Oh, there it is. So, way back, just to showcase the art improvement, here is what I basically started off, like, drawing. That right there, that's from, like, 2012. That's not, like, super far away. Like, I'm 23 now, so I've come a long way since, like, middle school. And what's important is that you just keep trying, because, yeah, I did get stuck with drawing art like this for so many years. And while I don't like it too much, because, you know, I've improved a lot, I still keep it around because it reminds me, whenever I feel down about my art, this is where I started. I've gotten much better since then. And that is what keeps me going with art. It's knowing that I have improved. And even if I didn't have anything to show for it, it's always good to remember that eventually I will look back on now and think to myself, yeah, I'm getting somewhere. It's adorable. I mean, it is kind of cute. It's just like, when I compare it to what I can do now, it certainly shows just the kind of improvement that I've had. Like, it is kind of cool. Alright. I will give it, let's say, 2 more minutes before we go over to Gartic Phone. Little friend, yeah. That was actually drawn on a DSi, by the way, because I didn't have a drawing tablet for the longest time. So instead of drawing on like a computer or drawing with pencil and paper and just scanning it like a smart person, I drew on the DSi, which, I mean, if you've ever used Flipnote Studio, you know its limitations, and you are well aware of the frequent problems I had to run into just to get anything done on that little touch screen. Though that said, I do kind of miss that. It's a shame my DSi is busted, because I would have loved to have shared some of like the old animations that I accomplished. But I also know that I deleted a lot of them, because I had a moment way back when I was very self-conscious about my old art. These days, not so much. I like to actually embrace my older art, because it's what got me here. And likewise, I will always, you know, I'm probably going to be embracing my early streams as well, despite the very obvious audio issues, tracking issues, that sort. Like, there's a lot of problems, yes. But if it wasn't for that first day, I wouldn't be here streaming right now, would I? Garlic Phone. You better keep that low. Wario's gonna come after it. Oh, Kishiru! Thank you for the subscription. How are you doing? Have a bit of Bezos money of the year. It'll all go to sending me to space this time. I'm sure AP would be proud. But yeah, I should probably switch over to the screen that shows the Gartic Phone lobby, just so people can see that it's open. Right now we've got V-Sheep, and I'm going to assume that's Windex there. The link is in the Discord under my channel. I have to do something for a while. Taking care of the little one. That's fine. Eliminate lose decks. Okay. No problem. I mean, if we can't do Gartic Phone, that's perfectly fine. It's not necessary. We can always move on to Dark Souls if no one else can join. But I figured I'd open it up for those who wanted it, since it would have been easy to join in on. You are truly perma-lost X. Hmm. Let's see. What all is there for these? Well, I guess the mode that we could do, for the time being at least, since it would give an opportunity, is this solo mode, where you can make your own animation in 5 frames. So we can do that V-Sheep for a little bit. I do know that one of these days I'm wanting to try out having like a VCats Minecraft server. I think that would be kind of fun. Ask Flow. Turns animation. Oh, probably should also change. There we go. Gotta change the category as well. Minecraft would be cool. Just gotta figure out the logistics behind that. We'll start with this one for now, since it gives us a chance to warm up to some extent. Oh, we get... Oh, I see how this works. I don't have the straightest hands for this. Been so long since I've done anything animation-wise. I'm not even sure how this is gonna end up looking. I think I started with something that would require a few more than just 5 frames. I'm not sure how mine has turned out. What about you, V-Sheep? How do you think it's gone for you? Exhibition flow, beginning, display mode, automatic. Alright. Let's see what we got. I've never actually touched this game. I've like seen it a lot in practice, but never actually done it myself. So getting used to how the hen works is something. Not a very good loop, but it does work. Just a little fella. Is he melting? He's becoming a puddle. Oh, he is straight up just... The delay is so bad today. Is it? Is anyone else having bad delay? It's very melty. Hold on, let me... The delay on my end shows up as about 5 seconds. So that's pretty standard on my end, at least. Here's is always time zone. Maybe? I don't know how Twitch does the things. So that's how that works, I guess. Oop, press the button. Well, whatever the case may be. I don't think we've got quite enough people for the Gartic phone, so I'm gonna have to switch over to good old Dark S'mores. Now, for a little bit of history, Dark Souls is actually like one of my favorite RPGs. I'll just have to quickly make some adjustments here real quick. Let's see. And there it is. Now, the thing about Dark Souls is I have played this game numerous times. Like, I've got some interesting names for the characters too. All of them are very weird looking. What's going to be the deal with Dark Souls? So what's going to happen is I'm going to re-enable the challenge point redeems. There's going to be 3 of them. Life challenge, area challenge, and stream challenge, each of them having different costs. So a life challenge is a challenge that any of you can put on me, and it will last until I die. An area challenge will go up until the point where I beat the area boss. And stream challenge is a challenge that will last for the entirety of the stream. That's basically what we'll be going with. Beppis Hamstrung Blueberry. Yeah. I have some great names for all of my characters. So for now, we're going to start by making a new character. An ancient name for an ancient individual. And to start off with, what class are we thinking, everyone? We've got Warrior, Knight, Wanderer, Thief, Bandit, Hunter, Sorcerer, Pyromancer, Cleric, and Deprived. Those are the classes that we've got. Feel free to put down suggestions. Because, honestly, I'm pretty sure I could play any single one of these. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have made a character in every single one of these classes at least once. Deprived? Are you sure? Knight? Okay, we've got a vote for Knight. Let's see here real quick. The Knight is good. It's got a 100% block shield, or a 100% physical block shield, so that is really good if you want to turtle up, which in Dark Souls 1 is a very viable strategy because they didn't have anything to combat shields just yet. So most of the time, Knight players will keep their shield for a good chunk of the game until they get something that, you know, suits them better. With Deprived, usually you don't even use your shield at all. You just go unga bunga with the club. If I recall, the only other class to start with 100% physical block shield is Bandit. Despite having something like 2,000 hours in this, I still don't fully know a whole lot about it. Gotta start with the weirdest face. Yeah, it looks pretty unga bunga. The funniest part, and I don't think people realize this the first time they're playing it, but take a good look at the stats of every other class, by the way. Like, look at Warrior, it's pretty balanced on strength and dexterity, but its faith and intelligence and its attunement are low. For the Knight, it's kind of balanced around the board. Endurance, attunement, and intelligence aren't the greatest, but they aren't, like, too low. You get over to Wanderer, and pretty much all of its stats are balanced. It has a very a high amount of dexterity but very little faith. The thief has barely any endurance and barely any strength, but everything else is great. The bandit is strength and endurance. Hunter is like strength and dexterity. The sorcerer obviously is intelligence. Pyromancer is intelligence and strength. Cleric has all this. And then you've got deprived. Deprived, funnily enough, ends up having pretty much the best stats out of any single one of these classes, because it doesn't have anything lower than 11 in its stats. And as a result, Deprived can literally be anything you want it to be. The only problem that it has is that it starts off with no armor. And of course your shield is crap, but the club is pretty good. Right, let's get to making this face weird looking. Let's see. You always gotta make the character look really weird. At least that's what I try to do. What have I done I don't even know what I've accomplished already. Can I make it so, like, the front part of it just sticks out way farther than every other part of the head? Unclothed Enigma sounds like a good rock band name. It does, kind of. I've... Mars Volta style music, I'd imagine. Maybe. Dude looks like Homo erectus, maybe. I can make his brow, like, really... Let's see. Now we've got some of his skin clipping into itself. No, he needs to be angry. He needs to be the angriest thing we can manage. Also, wow, his eyes are tiny. Can we make him so angry that, like, it covers his eyes? He took Return to Monkey as a challenge. I don't think he can see properly. Pupils. We'll make his pupils entirely red. Not that I think anyone would ever be able to tell. He's got like a facial shield now. Now he just looks disgusted. He's just... Oh my goodness. His nose is really pointy. I love making characters in games like this. This is a face only a mother could love. Your enemies can't predict where you even go if you can't tell where you're going either. That is very true. Man, you can make his lips gigantic. This man's like a fish man. This is what mermen actually look like. Can I change his skin color to be like a blue? How blue can I make him? See an olive on your pizza? You don't like olives? I like olives. I think I just made him like super pale white. Vacation in the Dark Souls land. So Dark Souls 1 takes place in Lordran. Dark Souls 2, I actually forgot what the kingdom's name is. And then... Wait, no, it was like... Maybe Lordran was the second one. I actually don't remember. You like olives, but not a full one with the seed and all. Fair enough. Needs to be chopped up and also one ingredient in a bigger thing.
In the age of ancients,
We're gonna let this play out, because it's always really cool.
by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark.
It's actually been a long time since I've watched this cinematic.
Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead.
He's pretty neato.
The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skins. The witches
Are the challenges going to be set? Through Point Channel Redeems.
Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And age of fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
Well, that's a bit rude.
This is your fate.
Hey, look at me. I'm gonna look like beef jerky for a while. Thanks for the meal, Oscar. But yes. So the challenges are going to be executed through channel points. They have been activated now. So, great example. Here's a test one. That one doesn't actually do anything, because I didn't put anything real for it. I forgot that the knight starts with, like, no movement speed, because low endurance for what I've got equipped. So I think I'm going to try and avoid doing what I do every time I play this game, which is get the Zweihander and demolish everything. Oh yeah, because this is Dark Souls 1, I have to go back to mashing B to jump. It was Dark Souls 2 that introduced the ability to not do that. It also means I'm gonna have to get used to the cardinal rolling again. So I've actually played a lot of Dark Souls in my life. I think I've got about 2,000 hours across this game alone. And then I've got another 2,000 in Dark Souls 2, another 2,000 in Dark Souls 3. This is kind of one of my favorite RPGs. I may not be like the greatest at it, but I will admit, pretty good game. Someone just died here. I don't know why. No block or no dodge. That would be close to impossible, but let's see how I can do. Only played Dark Souls 3 out of all those Souls games. Don't know how much of a challenge that is. It's, like I said, pretty close to impossible, because dodging is... If you can't block, you need to dodge. Otherwise that happens. It's that kind of game.
Oh, you. Thank goodness.
Including Bloodborne and Sekiro.
Regrettably, but...
I need to play more of Bloodborne.
Oh. Now I would hate...
Thanks, Oscar. By the way, give me your souls. Thank you. So, to make this easier on myself, I am going to go nude, because then I'll have the movement speed to at least somewhat mitigate blocking. And I'll also two-hand. Didn't think it'd be a big thing. Most action games, either being able to dodge or block is essential. I don't know if it'll actually be impossible, but it'll certainly be very difficult. GRPG GOAT for now is Disco Elysium. I barely know anything about Disco Elysium. Gotta abuse the backstabs. Brilliant, you should try it. Maybe I'll add it to the list. Oop. The problem is also running... Oh, I can't run while locked on, can I? Okay, so I have to play without locking on. Metal Gear Rising is very good. Definitely play it if you somehow haven't. Also, that was a life challenge, so until I die... Easy clap. I mean, it's kind of difficult, admittedly, to die to Asylum Demon. Especially if you can take advantage of the plunging attack at the beginning. NGR and PS3. Hardly touch it anymore. The PS3? I mean, PS3 is kind of an old console now, for sure. And that's really weird for me to say. Okay. Since we're not going to go for what I normally do, the Zweihander, let's... It premiered 15 years ago? Yeah. But that doesn't make it any less weird. It's like, wow. A lot of time has passed. So another thing worth noting, though, is that running and dodging are mapped to the same button in this game. So it's very easy to accidentally dodge. Never owned PS3? I didn't either, actually. I wanted to own the PS3 because, you know, Demon's Souls, but I just didn't have it. I had the Xbox 360 instead, which was the more popular console at the time. And I played Oblivion a lot on that console. I never really played anything other than Oblivion. MGR is really fun, but I remember only playing it on easy mode. You know what? Like, if you need to play a game on easy mode, that's perfectly fine. There is no problem with that. Because of that, I had to watch a Let's Play of Metal Gear Solid 4 instead of playing it, and it's one of your favorite franchises. Yeah. If there's one thing that I really wish I could have managed, which definitely would not have been possible given the financial state I was in around that time, I would have loved to have had both consoles. Someone with a big club is going over to New Londo Ruins. There's actually a lot of consoles I wish I could have had, but, you know, because of money, we didn't have them. Most of the consoles I had when I was younger were all hand-me-downs. Even on MGS4 now, because it was on PlayStation Plus when I started owning PS4. You know, in a very weird way, I kind of regret getting a PlayStation 4. Because I didn't really have much interest in consoles when that was new. Because to me, about that time, I was more focused on just what I had on PC. Pretty much the only reason I got the PlayStation 4 was because of a couple games. Kingdom Hearts, which is now on PC. Horizon Zero Dawn, which is now also on PC. And Bloodborne, which I don't think will ever be on PC, but a man can still dream. Remember getting the Metal Gear Solid HD collection on PS3 and never made it past the start of MGS2. Didn't even play MGS1. It's not in the collection by default? What do you mean by default? Is it like something you have to unlock? You had a PlayStation 1 and then PlayStation 4 only after started living on my own. Let's see, I got the PlayStation 4 not too long after it had first come out. You know, I'll grab the Zweihander, but just never use it, because while I'm on this path, I can also collect some other stuff that I can sell later. Oh, that's bad. Very bad. Well, I can dodge again. Normally I don't die to that, though it has been a few years since I last touched this game. The HD collection just didn't have it. It was Metal Gear Solid 2, MGS3, and Peace Walker. Huh. That's a weird list to have. Especially since Peace Walker got its own console port anyways on the PlayStation 3. But yeah, I'm probably really rusty on this game by now. last time I really played this game, I think... Yeah, it might have actually been more than like 2 years ago now. I think I only really played it for real in like 2018. I just tried to do a Dark Souls 3 styled parry. That doesn't work. Hope the rumors about the MGS1 remaster are real. Maybe. I don't know. Oop. Well, that works too. There's a collection that does have all of them. I have yet to see a proper collection that has literally everything in it. Pretty much the only time I can actually think of such a case happening was with, like, the old Mega Man Anniversary collection, which had Mega Man 1 through 8, which, at the time, that's all there was. And by the way, the Mega Man Anniversary Collection had a really cool remix for its main theme. You can buy MGS1 on PC through GOG. Yeah, you can also get Silent Hill 4, which I find it kind of surprising that they went with 4 and not 2, which would have caused everyone to go bananas. Sacrifice. Especially since Silent Hill 2 did have a PC port. I mean, so did Silent Hill 4, mind you, but... What if there is a modern gen Metal Gear Solid 1 remaster, but it's built off of Twin Snakes? I don't remember people really saying that they thought it was better. From what I understand, it's more along the lines of you either like this one or the other one. I meant to do a jumping attack, but I did not time that right. Don't mind the wacky action movie stuff in Metal Gear. Oops. But I know that a new definitive edition going off of that would get people mad. To be perfectly honest, there are people who will be mad no matter what. If, like, even slight changes happen to the game. There is one thing Twin Snakes introduces the original didn't have, and that is the ability to go pacifist route. I mean, aside from the bosses, you're able to do that. I could never get a feel for Dark Souls 1 platforming. One more try. My introduction to playing a game with Metal Gear name is MGR. Did I actually trigger the dragon that, like, early? I thought you had to be on the bridge to trigger it. Huh. Wild. Yeah, and all other installments allow you to go pacifist with the bosses, too. I know you can kill the end in Metal Gear Solid 3 by just turning off the game. You just leave it for a while and he dies of old age. Okay. That works out. So if you're playing a deprived, this is your first actual shield, the wooden shield. It sucks. But it's better than nothing. Whoop. But besides that, all the bosses in Metal Gear Solid 2 have... through 5 have stamina gauge. You can deplete it with non-lethal rounds. And it's not considered killing. Well, at least there's something. Experience, that would give me 98 stamina. More health would probably be beneficial as well. You want to come over here? No need for lock-on. So, while I'm not, like, constantly parrying, Dark Souls 1 parrying is, actually quite easy. Yeah, it actually does stand for Good Old Games, GOG. Oop. Spear. Oh, he dropped something? No, no.
Well, you start.
Key. There we go.
Thank you, kind.
So he's like the first merchant that you'll encounter. He, if I remember correctly, you can kill him to get his weapon. But I usually keep him alive because I like to have arrows in this game to basically say, I don't want to deal with this segment. Because trust me, there are a lot of segments in this game where you're just gonna not want to deal with it. Spear only? Do I even have the stats to equip it? I do, actually. It's not very strong, but I can still do that trick, which, so, if you didn't know, Dark Souls does not care if you attack through a wall or not. So if you know someone's behind a wall, you can very easily just hit them straight through it. I don't think they fixed that until, like, Dark Souls 3. Oop. Omega Jank. Oh, Dark Souls 1 is insanely janky. Anyone who tells you otherwise has no idea what they're talking about. Backstabs, for one, have like a ridiculously large hitbox. So if you ever see like PvP in Dark Souls 1, it's almost always backstab fishing like I'm doing right here. oftentimes using more advanced techniques, though. I just happen to be using a very simple one, because I don't know any of the advanced techniques. I may have, like, 2,000 hours in this game, but there is a lot to this game. Still haven't figured out where the trigger is for that yet. Seems to be where the wall divots downwards. So there's a couple things here, actually, real quick. There's a Black Knight down there, which we're not gonna fight him, because right now, not really necessary. Pretty much all he does is guard a really useless ring. And in here, there's Havel. Havel is a fairly difficult fight, but usually that's because people encounter him way before they're supposed to. Okay, I'm not aiming this right. There we go. Gotta kill the crystal lizard, because they give you goodies. Now, if you want something a little sad, I have actually played this game enough times to kind of more or less have the exact triggers point for the Taurus demon down. Like, Taurus Demon isn't a hard fight by any stretch of the imagination, but I just don't like dealing with the whole package, if you know what I mean. Whoa! That was new. Fun fact, there's actually a way you can get the Taurus Demon to drop off a... Holy cow, the demon's Great Axe? Maybe you should start doing no-hit runs. I would not be able to do that. I know for a fact I'm not good enough for that. I could maybe try for like a no-death run. I'd still probably fail that a few times, but, like, that's a little more within my realm of, knowledge of this game. So, if you don't know anything about, Dark Souls, this is the best character. And if he ever asks a question, you say yes. Because it's what continues his quests. Now, I could deal with the Hellkite Drake, but I got a shortcut to unlock first, before I even consider. Praise the sun. Yep, that's the dude. I need to get some, like, other armor at some point. Because running around nude is going to just be concerning after a while. Because that's no defense. I would have 34 defense across the board without any armor pieces. And I want a fast roll. That does remind me, one of the things that a friend and I decided to try and do when playing Dark Souls, I think this was 4 years ago that we did this, but essentially what we did is we took our characters, and what we started with, we couldn't change any piece of it. So if we started with a spear, we had to use that spear for the rest of the game. We couldn't change it out for another spear. It had to be that exact spear. Ooh. Just gonna toss him off the cliff. Now, here's something that kills me quite often. These rats. They're really fast. And if you're not careful, they'll poison you, which this early on, poison will kill. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Bad dodge. Wait, you're still alive? Stay down, man. Alright, let's see if I still can pull this off. Okay, I did pull it off. What's with everyone and, like, surviving my backstabs? Okay, I guess I deserved that karma and whatnot. No backstabs. I can try, but I do want to remind you that backstabs are, like, all over. It's very easy to accomplish them. So, there may be some accidental backstabs. It does happen. Ah. There we go. Accidental backstabs are allowed. Well, they'd kind of have to be, because the backstab hitbox in Dark Souls 1 is ridiculously huge. You will backstab something. Ouch. Okay. Okay. I always forget the parry timing on those guys, because they're faster than most of the enemies in this area. Every other monster in the area is fairly easy to parry. Them, not as much, just because they're so out of the norm. Once you get, like, farther in the game, they're kind of more understandable. Didn't get your points worth. Yeah. Truth be told, I've been away from this for so long, it's ridiculous. man. Well, I can drop the spear at least. Spear is not my cup of tea. You forgot to write text. No shield? Oh, that's easy. Except for when I get hit by the rats, in which case, not much to do. So the reason why the rats are such a pain in the butt in this area is primarily because they can poison you. It lasts forever. At least this early on, it lasts forever. And they can stun lock you as well, if you're not careful. Ow! What in the world? That's a ridiculously high amount of damage from those, like, hollow right there. Normally they can't do that much. Then again, I'm also not wearing as much as I'm used to. Didn't realize you could write text for the area challenge. You can write text for both challenges. Ouch. Well, that's what poison does to you in early game, by the way. You get hit with it once, and you can't really survive it. I should probably put humanity on my quick build. But that's actually what happens quite often. Anyone who gets hit with those rats basically is dead. Because they often don't have a whole lot of poison resistance this early on. Especially if you're not wearing, like, your armor. So, a lot of times, people die. Especially when they can't use a shield. I hate these rats so much. They're in the worst place. If I remember correctly, they're also, like, really responsible for, like, several speedruns ending, too. Like, people who are just starting the speedrun process. Okay. Yeah, armor really slows you down in this game. You get used to it, or you start putting a whole bunch into endurance. Wait. Oh, I just realized. Okay, I'm gonna actually have to go through this because I forgot to open that gate. Oop. Misjudged the distance of that. Okay. Okay, archers. But the main thing is, there's nothing really unfair in Dark Souls. There's some, like, challenging tidbits, yes, but none of it is really unfair. You just have to learn to adapt. Though, unfortunately, if you're like me, you get so used to what you do that the moment you try something outside of it, it's a rough experience, I guess is the best way to put it. Because I've gotten so used to greatsword usage. So, damn, this poison just doesn't stop. Perfect. And the poison stopped too. This also means that that boar is no longer going to respawn. Oh, it didn't drop the boar hat. That's a shame. I love the boar hat. Sometimes you just don't get lucky. Also, every time you're hearing that bell ring, that's someone actually ringing a bell later on. Ooh. Hit it against the stairs. Ugh. This was dumb. What do you mean? The shieldless challenge, or doing the challenges? Oh, hello. The boar dying from the alluring skull. Oh, that's like one of the easiest ways to kill it. It's not a hard enemy to fight, but it's an annoying one. There's one that appears later on in the game that's even more annoying, because the one that was right there, you can actually hit it for normal damage in the rear, but if you are to fight the one that shows up later on in the game, it actually has the rear end armored up, so you can't even deal normal damage to it that way. And it's also in a tight, cramped corridor. Because that's fun. Maybe this axe isn't what I should be going with. Let's return to the broadsword. Butt armor. Yep. This is a waste of humanity, but... Alright. Bring in the Balder Knight. No? Are you gonna come on or no? Ugh. I've forgotten my iframes. Like, way forgotten them. I've gotten used to other games, I think. Ah. When they get paired up in the hallway like this, it's always annoying. There we go. When in doubt, throw firebombs. Some more armor that I can sell later. And by later, I mean much later, like halfway through the game later. No, I'm not kidding. You're actually not able to sell things until about halfway through the game when Framped comes out. Good ragdolls. Yeah, I wish that they had kept them in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 2, you can't affect the ragdolls in any way, so once they fall to the ground, they don't even flail around. It's sad. Need more of that endurance. More strength. And since I'll be fighting a boss, I might go human and kindle after I check up on Andre.
Well, you must be a new one. I'm not.
Learn gesture. What does he have again? I forgot. Garbage. And oh yeah, pretty much just garbage.
I'll be seeing you, Beacon.
So when you reverse hollowing, by the way, it leaves you open to invasions, so other players can come in and actively kill me. But you have to reverse hollowing and become human again if you want to kindle your bonfires. Kindling a bonfire allows you to have more Estus Flask. And if you think to yourself, oh, how will I ever have enough humanity to put a kindling on every single bonfire? Rats. You kill rats. I don't know why, but rats have humanity. So theoretically, you can grind rats from the depths and get enough humanity to kindle every single one of your bonfires. Also note that if you get invaded here, like in this early of the game, it's almost guaranteed that the person you're invaded by is, like, super powerful and capable of destroying you. It's usually because the people who are invading in this area have gotten equipment that they're not even supposed to have yet. I'm not used to fighting this guy normally. probably take that alluring skull off. Ow. No. Rats are people too. So fun fact, by the way, if you kill that guy, you actually have a rare chance to get a piece of his armor. I don't remember if his armor's any good, but you can get his armor, and it sure will be his armor. To be honest, I don't usually wear armor anymore in this game. Outside of, like, fashion, I pretty much just run around naked in this game. It's not because I'm confident, it's because it's just better. To run in the nude allows you to move faster. Of course, eventually you'll reach a point where you can do, like, fast movement even when you're, like, fully armored. But you need a lot of endurance for that. And at the moment, I do not have that endurance. I remember when people were still, like, figuring some of this stuff out. People were, like, super hyped to find this, like, extra stuff here. If you didn't know, you can actually come up here, go over to this nest, curl up like a ball, and if you wait long enough, a crow will come by, pick you up, and bring you back to the undead asylum. So buffed now? I don't know about buffed. That was the face of a man who was questioning why he did this. So yeah, you return to the undead asylum. There's a bunch of new enemies here. They're stronger. And I really do mean stronger. Because you're not supposed to actually be here until later. Also, I should mention that these are the worst of the hollows. The torch ones. They do insane amounts of damage. They also just... they can spam, like, hard. So it's usually best to take pot shots at them, so you don't get cornered and die. Day 14, they don't suspect a thing.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
Trying to remember what you can give. There's a few things that you can give this crow, but I don't fully remember what all of them are. I mean, we can always trial and error.
No. That. No.
don't think I actually have any of the things that I can give the crow. To be honest, I rarely actually deal with the crow in Dark Souls 1, because it doesn't really give anything that I particularly use myself. Whereas in Dark Souls 3, I always visit the crow because it has the best emotes. Ouch. You might notice I'm avoiding the center. That's because the stray demon is down there. I cannot deal with the stray demon right now. Like, legitimately, I cannot deal with the stray demon right now. I am far too weak. I could probably survive it if I was good enough. But if I recall, it fights a lot like Fire Sage. Sorry, Oscar. Oh, you have a second one, eh? Oh, right, he has poise. I need a better arena. Ouch. Just gonna quickly run back to the bonfire room since there's more open space here to fight him. Why does he fight you, though? Because he's hollow now. When you become hollow, you become irrational. Though I don't think you're actually able to become hollow in 3, so... Ooh, ouch. Oh, I actually broke through his poise. Ouch. Deserved. Ouch. When he hits you with that 1-2 heavy attack. Gotta top off a bit, because I knew he was gonna do that. I'm not doing a very good job at fighting Oscar here. I wonder if I can even backstab Chain anymore. I don't remember how. I can still kind of do it, I'm just not as familiar with how to do it as I used to be. That's what PvP eventually became, by the way. If you ever played on the days when this game was fully active, eventually all PvP boiled down to backstab chaining. I'm trying to remember, was the Crest Shield any good? It's good for magic. When you become a hollow, you turn into a big scary monster with a red bone face and get beaten up by anime kids. Bleach joke? Oh yeah, Bleach is the thing. You know, I actually always forget about Bleach. Because, to be perfectly honest, I couldn't get into it back in the day. I don't know if I'd be able to now. Can I still... Oh, I can still parry without a shield. I should have tried parrying Oscar. You want to come over here? Never got into Bleach. Bleach is one of those things where, like, I know a handful of people who got into it, and there are people who are out of my life by now. Close friend who said they like it. And that you could binge it on Netflix or whatever. Ouch. I wish I had some light armor. I don't really get that until later. Rusted Iron Ring, which, by the way, another little fun fact. Rusted Iron Ring is very useful. In fact, it is very useful in Blighttown. The lower regions of Blighttown will actually slow you down. And when you're using this, it will allow you to move normally while in the poison gunk that covers all of Blighttown. I also actually unlocked a shortcut earlier to Blighttown, but I didn't go down it. People who have played Dark Souls 1 before probably know most of the stuff I'm spouting out. Oh, hello! I forgot you're down here. This is gonna take a while. Oh, crap. Ouch. Okay, you know what? Parrying with an empty hand, what an absolute chad. It's not that hard, is it? I mean, I guess it is in concept. Ah, he did a different attack. Parrying a sword with an empty hand in full swing. Well, if you're thinking of it realistically, yes, it would be hard. But I meant in the context of this game, because parrying is not very hard in this game. As long as you can hit the button before it hits you, you're basically golden. I don't think I can really do a whole lot here right now. Not yet, at least. Because usually you want to be here a little bit later in the game. Not too much later, but I'm definitely here early. Oh wow. Partial parry and he still dealt so much damage. Didn't even execute the full parry. Wait, what? You're still alive? Oh wait, no, never mind. You're a new person. Just gonna casually... Okay. There we go. That was a little trickier than it needed to be. But I am a little on the rusty side. Thankfully, you don't have to wait as long for the return visit. Though how it makes a nest in such a short period of time, I have no idea. This crow is very productive. We got a bunch of stuff from elsewhere now. We can probably drop down here and gather some of this stuff as well. And no matter what I do here, those skeletons will wake up. That reminds me, I actually missed a soul item in this area. Here we are. I've seen some people do, like, randomizer runs of this game, or doing things like where, they play the game using a Rock Band mic. People... Like, there are some people out there who are really good at this game. Like, really, really good at this game. I am not one of those people. I don't have enough time to practice to get that good. At least not anymore, I don't. I'm sure I could have dedicated a good chunk of my high school time to doing that, though. Hey there. Kind of want his armor, but like the drop rate is not great. Ouch. Double ouch. Triple ouch. Man, you recover fast, mate. If I can take out the... Oh. He's already dead. I was going to say if I can take out the little priest guy, he won't respawn anymore, so it'll never be a problem the next time I come up here. But, he kinda keeled over and died. I don't know when I killed him, but I sure did. Oop. Not good. Ow! The parry timing. I was starting to get it down and I dropped it again. I gotta relearn it. I also have to walk all the way back. Oh well, at least there's an elevator. But yeah, in terms of all of the Dark Souls games, I would say that Dark Souls 1 is definitely the roughest experience, and I don't blame anyone if it's their least favorite in the franchise for that reason. But I still love it. You're still alive? Oh, hey! I don't think I've got good dexterity for such a weapon. Also, don't I have like 2 of those by now? No, I don't. Yeah, I don't even have the dexterity to use it, and it's a C in dex. That's not great. Wait, why is... Parameter bonus is C, but what I'm using right now is also a C? I hate that flailing attack. I keep getting clipped by a jumping attack from them. we go. Unfortunately, this isn't Dark Souls 2, and I'm not going to be able to ever rest with those things, so they'll always come back. If you're not sure what I mean, in Dark Souls 2, you could actually kill an enemy enough times to the point where they just stop spawning. And the community had mixed feelings about it. The more casual audience was thankful that they could finally go through the harder areas without having to worry about constantly getting bombarded. While most people realized that this led to some issues. In that, like... Well, there's a lot of issues, actually, now that I think about it. Probably the biggest issue that Dark Souls 2 had is the soul memory. So, cooperative play and invasions weren't done based on your level. And Dark Souls 1 and its PvP community is entirely responsible for that, actually. Because what people would do is they would come in at like level 1 or whatever and invade people using endgame gear. And because they're using endgame gear, they just completely demolish their competition. I don't know if he transitions to this area this fast, or if I have to beat the boss first. Yeah, he does transition to this area that quick. Alright, time to do the norm. So, if you're not familiar with this trick, essentially, if you kick an enemy off a cliff, you can't get their loot. But if you reload the game, their loot will be right where they spawned. So now we've got a ring of favor and protection, which will boost our HP, stamina, and equipment load, and we can never remove it. Otherwise it'll break. But, because we have that boost, we can now kind of wear more things. We'll see. Let's see. Can I still fast roll? I'll basically keep equipping things until I'm no longer fast rolling. Okay. So, pants and gloves. That's all we're having for armor. And then we're gonna be fighting the gargoyles. So we're gonna want that gold pine resin. Because for some reason all of the... Oh, I forgot that you respawn if I leave the area. Oh dear. I'm just gonna go to the bonfire at that point. Get all my Estus back. I had actually completely forgotten that that's how that worked. Well, I also have enough to level up a bit. So we'll increase endurance and we'll increase strength. And then next level up we should probably increase our dexterity so we can have more in our D bonus to Dex. I think it was D, right? No, they're both C. So this is a quality weapon. Ouch. But everything in this area is defeated. So that will aid me. Didn't expect him to actually go down in that swing. Oop. Stop with your jumping attacks, mate. Please. I don't remember them doing so many jumping attacks, like, all the time. I guess I forgot about that. Let's see. Isn't there, like, an item up here, or am I just remembering something wrong? I'm remembering something wrong. Alright, gargoyles time. Okay, I forgot about that. Fire, so it's perfect time to heal. Other one's breathing fire. They're both breathing fire now. It's one down. And there we go. Gargoyles dealt with. When I first fought them, I didn't actually know about their weakness to lightning. So that took a lot longer for my first playthrough. Of course, now that I know, I pretty much use lightning exclusively when fighting those ones and the Taurus Demon. Taurus Demon just to get him out of the way. Gargoyles just to, at the very least, eliminate one of the gargoyles from the fight. Because when you're fighting just one of them, they're easy enough. Fighting two of them and oof. Alright, first bell rung. There are two bells, actually, that you're supposed to ring. And we've only rung the first one. The next is in Blighttown.
Greeting. I'm Lava Comet.
And there it is, the best gesture in the game. Oh yeah, I remember. I forgot that this guy doesn't sell like anything useful except for purging stones. Were the gargoyles the area boss here? Yeah, they were. Let's see. So he sells purging stones, which are great if you're cursed. Emphasis on if, because as far as I'm aware, there's only one thing in the entire... No, two things in the entire game that can even curse you. And while, yes, curse is an instant kill, it takes so long to build up that by the time it happens, you were probably, like, away trying to heat something up in the microwave. As for the indictment, these never get used. And if anyone ever actually uses them, they're completely useless anyways. Because the general idea for the indictment is that if you have an invader, you can quote-unquote report them, and the Blue Moon Covenant will actually start being able to invade that invader. Which is, I'm just gonna say now, no one plays Blue Moon. I don't think anyone has ever played Blue Moon. At least in the time that I've been playing, there is no one in that covenant. There's also the Book of the Guilty, where you can see, you know, all of those people. Dark Moon. Yes, that's it. It's Blue Moon in 3. It's Dark Moon here. Blades of the Dark Moon.
Thou art welcome. It is.
But the general idea is for every time that you commit a sin, which is killing a player, killing NPC, what have you, you will gain a sin. If you have enough sins, the Blades of the Dark Moon will be able to invade your world. And I'd be lying if I said that it really just is uninteresting. I know that this is kind of not the opinion everyone else has for this game, but I don't actually like the PvP in Dark Souls 1 or any of the Dark Souls games. 2 is fun when you're in the arena, but like, I don't know, RPGs and PvP just tend to be a disaster waiting to happen. Great example, early versions of Divinity Original Sin 2. One of the things that I was capable of doing as a cleric necromancer was I could, if there was an undead that I was facing, and one of our party members was an undead, I could use cryostasis on them, which would freeze them in place, and after they're done being frozen, they'd heal for a massive amount. So what I would do is I would hit them with Regenerate, then I would put them in cryostasis, and when they came out of cryostasis, they would take a massive amount of damage, because I was maxed out on both Hydrosophist and with and Necromancy. I don't even remember how to dodge this guy. Ouch. Not like that. He's an optional fight. He's hard, but if you kill him, you can get a Demon Titanite chunk, which are pretty useful, actually, as they give you the ability to upgrade certain more powerful certain more powerful weapons. Also of note, every projectile in this game has some sort of tracking. They don't fire in straight lines. They will arc towards you. Also, I got that demon great axe and didn't even look at it. 46 strength to use. Let's see, 46 strength. So 23 strength is all I need to two-hand it. I'm a few levels off from that, but if I can work on that, I would be able to actually have the Demon Great Axe in usage. I don't remember if it's any good, though. And yeah, I can have shields again. But I've gotten a taste for parrying. I mean, not that I am perfect at said parrying. Just makes a satisfying noise is all. Sound design is very important in games, so please, make your, like, critical hits, your parries, your backstabs sound good. Like Dark Souls. Actually, hold on. That weighed a ton. It was 22. I could probably just unequip the shield entirely at this point. So, there's a couple things I can do here. Around this time is when you're expected to go over to the crypt for the first time and fight Pinwheel. You're also expected to get around to finding the Bell of Awakening. All the way over in good old Blight Town. I don't know if we'll reach that or not. Because I do have to do some college work. One of these days I want to do Sekiro as a game for stream. That's going to be a bit, of course. You're trying to parry like it's Dark Souls 3. Think you'll be on your way? Alright, take care, V-Sheep. I'll probably be ending soon enough here as well. I think I'll at least unlock the debts, and then that's where I'll call it. Or, not unlock the depths. It's Lower Undead Burg, that's it. That's the thing. I'm just glad I'm past the rats. Never really a fun time to fight those. Oh wow. That goes like way far. Oof. That's basically the game saying, hey, you're not supposed to be back here. It's kind of like Super Metroid and the one-way doors, except a little more obtuse. Alright, and there is the lower Undead Burg. Oop. Bad timing on the parry. It's always surprising to me how much I've actually retained of this game. No matter how many times I come back to it, I'm always, like, able to remember these very minute details. I mean, I guess one would hope that they can remember so many details from a game they've spent, like, 2,000 hours in. But still. Regardless, I think that is where I am going to call it. Mostly because I do have some college work I need to work on. I would have loved to have gone on, like, much longer. But I'm looking at the time and... yeah. Sometimes that's just how college be. But thank you all for joining in. Visheep, Kishiru, Gabe, Windex. I will see you next week. Maybe on Friday, we'll see. You all have a lovely day. Ciao. No raid today because there's not really anyone on, but yeah. Bye.